Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, the president speaking this morning about Iran and the ceasefire, the dangerous heat wave, and the bear giving back in a big way. Breaking news after 12 days of deadly attacks between Israel and Iran. Now, just hours after President Trump announced a ceasefire overnight, Israel accusing Iran of violating the agreement, vowing to respond with force. Iran denying this. And moments ago, the president departing the White House for the NATO summit.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed to peace?
This morning, how the White House is reacting and the American troops' vulnerability overseas. We are live in the region with the latest.
Extreme heat wave peaks. More than 150 million Americans in the grip of the dangerous record-breaking temperatures. Birmingham to Boston, bracing for the height of the heat this afternoon. Look at all those triple digits. Passengers in Baltimore stuck on an Amtrak train for over an hour without AC. In New Jersey, over 166 graduation attendees required emergency medical services on site. And this morning, before your commute, how crews are trying to keep the trains safe.
Lightning bolt on the beach, striking a tiki hut where 4 women were sheltering under, all knocked unconscious. We hear from them this morning, and Ginger breaks down the easy way to track lightning and how to stay safe.
Amazon delivering big news. The announcement you'll hear first on GMA this morning.
Prosecutors set to rest their case in the Sean Diddy Combs trial, what his defense is planning, and when Combs could learn his fate.
Reaction to the Karen Reed verdict this morning. We're hearing from lawyers on both sides what they say happened in the high-profile trial and the moment in court the defense thought they won the case.
And can you count all those stars? Our resident space enthusiast Geo is trying. The stunning new images. We have a glimpse at the universe like never before. And the stars of the bear are serving up a special morning.
Yes, chef.
Helping us make a big announcement for families across the country.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Tuesday. Good morning, America.
Now that's going to be an earworm all morning along, that great song. Good morning, America. It is a busy, busy Tuesday morning. GMA live across this great country with stars of the hit show The Bear. Sam Champion is in the Bronx right now ahead of a very special announcement. Hey there, Sam.
Hey, Robin, we're at Food Bank, New York, and we're checking in the produce that's getting ready to go to places. We talked to folks at food banks. We're going to talk to more, as you just mentioned. And all over the country, we've never seen numbers higher with food insecurity. So what we're about to do this morning, the big cross-country effort by ABC stations and Disney, we're going to announce all of that in just a minute, but I hope everyone will stick with us because we've got some really good stuff coming.
Yeah, we sure do, Sam, and I know you're going to help bring it to us, and we can't wait for that special play of the day. And we're also tracking the extreme heat. More than 150 million Americans bracing for the peak this morning. Ginger is standing by, but when we might see some relief, and we're going to see some records break as well.
Yes, we
You
are.
can feel it already this morning.
Absolutely. But we do begin here with the latest on the fragile Iran-Israel ceasefire. After 12 days of deadly attacks, President Trump announced a ceasefire overnight, but Israel quickly accusing Iran of violating the agreement, vowing to respond with force. Iran denying this.
The president just left the White House for a long-scheduled NATO summit in the Netherlands. We want to get right to our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce. She's there at The Hague, where the president will be attending the summit. And Mary, we know the president spoke just moments ago. What did he say?
Well, Robin, I can tell you that President Trump is not happy this morning. This has been a head-spinning pace of developments overnight, and the president this morning is furious that the ceasefire he celebrated and announced just hours ago is now in question, telling our Rachel Scott as he left the White House just moments ago that these two countries don't know what the bleep they're doing.
This morning, just hours after President Trump announced a ceasefire, declaring that the war will soon be over, Israel now says Iran has violated that agreement, vowing to respond with force. Iran is denying firing missiles after the ceasefire went into effect overnight. Departing the White House moments ago for the NATO summit, the president reacting, furious.
And now I hear Israel just went out because they felt it was violated by one rocket that didn't land anywhere. That's not what we want, I'll tell you. And I'm telling you, I'm not happy about that, Israel.
It was just a few hours earlier that Trump announced the ceasefire is now in effect. Please do not violate it. Both Israel and Iran agreeing to the truce. Trump optimistic that the agreement would pave the way to a lasting peace, congratulating both countries for having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. The president announcing the ceasefire just hours after Iran struck back at the U.S., retaliation for the U.S. strikes on their nuclear facilities. Iran targeting the largest U.S. military base in the region, the Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, with what appeared to be 14 short and medium-range missiles. The U.S. and Qatar intercepting 13 of those missiles with no damage or casualties. Trump calling it a very weak response, which was expected, and thanking Iran for giving the U.S. early notice, which made it possible for no lives to be lost and nobody to be injured. Sources tell ABC that warning came to U.S. officials via the Qataris, who were given a heads up by Tehran. Trump saying of the Iranian counterstrike, most importantly, they've gotten it all out of their system, and there will hopefully be no further hate. Congratulations, world. It's time for peace.
As for the future of this ceasefire, the president this morning is now voicing frustration with Israel, urging them not to escalate. Trump posting just now, quote, Israel, do not drop those bombs. If you do, it is a major violation. Bring your pilots home now. Robin.
We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But we know that the U.S. strikes on Iran will certainly be taking center stage where you are right now at the NATO summit, Mary.
Yeah, the spotlight here at this summit is now sure to be on this conflict, what is happening in the Middle East, the future of this tenuous ceasefire. Also on the agenda, of course, military spending commitments and the future of this alliance as the president continues to pursue his America First agenda. Robin.
All right, Mary. Thank you. Michael.
All right, thank you, Robin. Israel and Iran continue to exchange attacks. Chief Foreign Correspondent Ian Pannell is on the scene for us in Israel. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. We're actually in Beersheba, which is a major city in the south of the country, and this was one of the last places to be struck by Iranian missiles before this ceasefire was supposed to come in effect. The missile itself going horizontally into the building. Tragically, 4 people died here. And as you say, some confusion. Is there a ceasefire? Is there not? As both sides accuse each other of violations. This morning, a fragile ceasefire underway in the Middle East. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu claiming Israel achieved its war goals and accepts the ceasefire. Earlier, Iran's foreign minister saying if Israel stopped, Iran would. But within hours of the ceasefire coming into force, this was the scene in the north, according to Israel's Fire and Rescue Authority. Israel accusing Iran of violating the ceasefire, Iran denying it. But Israel already launching retaliatory strikes. The final few hours before the ceasefire were marked by multiple waves of attacks by both sides. Israel repeatedly sounding the alarm this morning, with Iran launching multiple barrages. Videos circulating online showing the moment a residential apartment block was hit, killing at least 4 people. Meanwhile, Israeli forces warning Iranian citizens in central Tehran to evacuate as missiles rain down on the capital, causing widespread destruction. Well, guys, I think it's fair to say that in other ceasefires, in other conflicts, when they come into place, we often see these violations taking place before it settles in. Remember Israel's war against Hezbollah in Lebanon, the same thing happened there. So we just have to wait and see, will the ceasefire hold or not? Lots of anticipation here and in Iran that it will.
Certainly a fragile situation. Ian Pannell for us, thank you. Let's bring in our Chief Global Affairs anchor, Martha Raddatz. And Martha, based on what we've already seen, any kind of lasting peace is going to be a real challenge.
Exactly, Whit. This ceasefire is clearly very fragile, but no one needs it more right now than Iran. With its nuclear and ballistic missile program smoldering, it is also a country in chaos. Its Revolutionary Guard leadership wiped out, its supreme leader still in hiding, leaving questions about who is in charge, and that could lead to ongoing violations of the ceasefire and put those 40,000 U.S. troops in the region in danger. And while Iran's nuclear program has been damaged extensively with the help of the U.S., there is still no clarity about whether or not the Iranians managed to remove enriched uranium and centrifuges out of Fordo before the strikes. even if the centrifuges were destroyed, this may not end Iran's ambition to build a nuclear weapon. It may even have given the country further incentive. And while the administration has voiced some optimism about the ceasefire, they have never trusted the Iranians. And remember that 5 rounds of indirect negotiations between the U.S. and Iran collapsed, even with the threat now realized of major strikes against Iran. Robin?
So much uncertainty remains in that region. All right. Thank you so much, Martha. Now the other big story, the record-breaking heat gripping parts of the country this morning is expected to feel like it's in the triple digits in several major cities, including right here in New York. That's why we sent Janae Norman outside. She's got the latest for us. Good morning there, Janae.
And Robin, as soon as I opened that door, I said, wait a minute, because you feel the heat as soon as you step outside. And that's because for many of the areas experiencing this kind of extreme heat, there was little reprieve overnight. The nighttime lows here in New York felt like 85 degrees, and it's only up from there. This morning, a not-so-friendly welcome to summer as sweltering heat grips much of the U.S.
It feels like an armpit out here.
It's boiling. It feels like over 100 degrees.
Things heating up at Baltimore Penn Station. Passengers stuck on an Amtrak train for over an hour with no AC. The Stray Kids concert canceled right before this encore because of extreme heat in D.C.'s National Park. And New York bracing to see temperatures top 100 degrees, a melting reality that hasn't happened in over a decade. In New York, the city's underground subway system could feel like an oven under these conditions. Crews going car by car, making sure the trains stay cool, as we saw on our ride-along with the MTA.
So because of that, crews are regularly checking the temperatures and taking cars out of service if they get too hot.
An unfortunate circumstance for more than 17,000 customers in Pennsylvania still without power after a massive storm last week. Restoration a top priority for crews there.
Incredibly frustrating, mostly just from the perspective of trying to keep everyone calm. It's going to get incredibly hot.
Philadelphia declaring a heat emergency that started Sunday and will continue until tomorrow. In New Jersey, where attendees at 2 outdoor graduations braved the blistering weather, over 166 guests required emergency medical services on site. 16 of those people were hospitalized. So, of course, these temperatures remind us that it's finally summertime, and that's nice, but it's vital to remember how truly dangerous this kind of extreme heat can be, and all of those important reminders about staying cool, staying hydrated, limiting time outside in the sun when possible, and then, of course, taking a break if and when it becomes too much, Michael.
All right, Janae, your time is up. Get back into the AC. All right, now I'm going to bring in Ginger with how long is it going to hang around, Ginger? Good morning.
We got about 2 days, depending on where you live. So let's talk about what's going to happen. We could see all-time June records broken from Boston to yesterday. Mount Pocono had a 93-degree high. They have never done that in the month of June. Philadelphia could go for their first 100 in 13 years. You're walking out the door, the temperature is 87, but it already feels like 93. That's in the 7 a.m. hour. Wild, right? And we've got heat advisories from Mississippi and Louisiana right on up to Maine, but some pockets of those extreme heat warnings. The National Weather Service doesn't just put these out for fun. What they do is they take the heat, the actual temperature, they add the humidity, and you get the heat index. So you're going to see dozens of record warm high or lows this morning being broken. It's already in the 80s or 90s, the feels likes. But then this afternoon, that kind of revs us up to have heat indices, which is the number that a human being feels, close to 110 in Washington, D.C., New York City. We should feel above 100. A lot of people are haters on heat index. I don't understand why. But if we were forecasting for your car, I'd stick with the actual temperature. This is what you're going to feel.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Got to keep that in mind.
You got
All right, Jens, thank you. Now the Supreme Court handing a win to the Trump administration, clearing the way for officials to resume so-called third country deportations. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is at the White House for us with more. Good morning, Rachel.
Hey, Robin, good morning to you. And this is a significant win from the Trump administration coming from the Supreme Court's conservative majority. This does now clear the way for the Trump administration to continue to deport undocumented migrants without additional due process to third countries, as a district court judge did require. I want to read to you the Department of Homeland Security saying in a statement calling this a victory, saying fire up those deportation planes. This will allow the Trump administration to resume carrying out those expedited removals of dozens of undocumented immigrants to other countries that are not their own. The lawsuit at the center of this case was originally filed by immigrants who were either deported to a third country without due process or at risk of being removed. The justices did not further explain their decision. The liberal justices issuing a scathing dissent, accusing their colleagues of condoning lawless behavior by the administration in matters of life and death. Now, the plaintiffs in this case are still vowing to fight, but this legal process could take years.
Rachel Scott, thank you. Now to the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking and racketeering trial. The prosecution is expected to rest its case today, and the defense is not expected to put Combs on the stand. Our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky, is at the courthouse once again. Aaron, good morning.
And so that means with the case against Sean Combs could go to the jury in a matter of days. With this morning, federal prosecutors expect to rest, hoping testimony from nearly 3 dozen witnesses, including ex-girlfriends, former employees, male escorts, and rapper Kid Cudi, is enough to convince the jury to convict. The last witness, a federal agent, testified about the sexual encounters Combs arranged for his then-girlfriend, known by the pseudonym Jane. Jurors saw escort bookings, travel receipts, hotel invoices, and money transfers. Prosecutors say it all shows Combs and his employees were running a criminal enterprise that trafficked Jane. He denies it, and defense attorneys argue all of the sex was consensual. They showed a message she sent to one of the escorts. "You are such a sweetheart," the text said. "Thank you for making me feel beautiful." Defense attorneys plan to call no witnesses, seemingly confident that they've raised enough doubt among jurors that they've heard nothing but jealous ex-girlfriends talking about regretful sex. Michael?
All right, Aaron, thank you so much for that. And we're going to turn now to the new look at the universe. Gio Benitez is here with the stunning new images from the world's largest digital camera. You get excited about this. We're all excited about this, Gio. Good morning.
I don't know about you guys, but every time I see these new images, I'm just in awe, and this is one of those mornings here. So much of this is going to feel like science fiction, but it is very, very real. So let's take a look at these images right now. They are absolutely stunning from the Rubin Observatory, a telescope 2 decades in the making, sitting at the top of the Cerro Pachón mountain in Chile. Robin, I said that for you. The telescope capturing galaxies 55 million light years away. Now, here's where it feels like sci-fi. This will revolutionize astronomy because its goal is to investigate dark energy and dark matter, which make up the overwhelming majority of the universe. Dark matter is largely invisible and very much a mystery right now. This is also capturing a lot of asteroids, so it's doing that as well. By the way, if you thought your digital camera was pretty good, this one has 3.2 billion pixels.
Okay. Just a little better than the iPhone. I'm going to throw my phone away after that. Thank you, those Gio. Are beautiful. They really are. Really, really beautiful, Gio. Thank you. And here, coming up here on GMA, Eva Pilgrim is here with the aftermath of the Karen Reed verdict. Hey, Eva.
Hey, Michael. We're hearing from the prosecution and defense teams about that verdict, including the moment Reed's lawyers say they thought they won the case. I'll tell you about that and more coming up. Whit.
Eva, thanks. Also ahead, we hear from the 4 friends who say they're lucky to be alive after the tiki hut they were sheltering under was struck by lightning.
Oh, my. And ahead of our big announcement, Sam is at a food bank in New York City. Hey there, Sam.
We will have the announcement this morning. We've got a lot of people coming together. Work is happening here at the Food Bank NYC, and we're going to bring it across the country to you in just a minute.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Coming up, Priyanka Chopra Jonas is here live this morning. We're all excited. We'll be right back. Stay there.
Back here on GMA. Oh, that woman can do it all. Dolly Parton. And she has a big announcement this morning. Fans are going to be very excited about this, and we have the details coming up in Pop News.
Yes, looking forward to that. But first, new at 7:30, final votes in the New York City primary for mayor are today. Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo leads a host of Democrats hoping for the party's nomination. Whoever wins would face incumbent Mayor Eric Adams, who is running as an independent, and Republican nominee Curtis Sliwa.
A second shark attack was reported in the waters off Hilton Head over the weekend. A shark apparently bit a person on the leg, but the injury is considered non-life threatening. Just last week, a 12-year-old girl was also bitten on the leg. And Indiana Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton underwent surgery on Monday for his torn right Achilles tendon. Halliburton suffered an injury early in Sunday's Game 7 loss to the Thunder. He will likely miss the majority of next season, and Halliburton is still hopeful for the future, writing to fans that the frustration is unfathomable, but adding that he knows he'll, quote, come out on the other side of this a better man and a better player. We wish him the best. Hopefully he has a full recovery for
We're
him.
hoping for that for him. Now the Karen Reed case. This morning, we're hearing from attorneys on both sides after the verdict last week. Reed was found not guilty of running over her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe. Eva Pilgrim is here with the latest. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Robin. Karen Reed is less than a week into her new normal life outside of court, no longer facing charges. And now attorneys from both sides weighing in on the trial and the outcome. This morning, Karen Reed's attorneys pinpointing the moment during the trial they thought they won the case.
That moment with the sweatshirt, to me, stood out more than anything.
Her defense team talking on Runkle of the Bailey's podcast.
My immediate thought was that was the biggest gift we could have been handed in this trial.
Reed was accused of hitting her police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe, with her SUV after a night of drinking. The jury finding her not guilty of second-degree murder and manslaughter.
Defendant not guilty or guilty?
During trial, the prosecution showed this sweatshirt with holes to the jury as evidence of possible road rash, that O'Keefe was hit by a car. But it wasn't. The holes were cut by one of the prosecution's forensic scientists when she was examining the shirt, something that was documented ahead of the trial and wasn't supposed to be considered evidence. The prosecutor admitting his mistake in front of the jury.
Your Honor, my brief review of the lab paperwork and looking at the hoodie, it appears that I made a mistake.
I thought Alan effectively, in the closing argument, isolated it and pointed it out to the jury to get to the conclusion that you just said, which is if they're not telling the truth about this, then what else are they not telling the truth about?
Nearly a week after Reed was found not guilty on the most serious charges, prosecutor Hank Brennan writing in a statement that he is disappointed in the verdict. After an independent and thorough review of all the evidence, I concluded that the evidence led to one person and only one person. Brennan also commenting on the alleged harassment of witnesses who were called to testify. We cannot condone witness abuse causing participants to worry for their own safety or that of their families. Some of those witnesses sitting down exclusively with our Matt Gutman after the trial concluded.
What they've done is they've dehumanized us to the sense where we're not real people. We're almost like caricatures.
Anybody who's touched this case has been called a murderer at some point.
And anyone who's friends with us support cop killers.
The prosecutor saying he was disappointed that he could not give John O'Keefe's family justice, sending them his heartfelt condolences and faith that over the coming years they will find peace and closure. And you do have to remember that there is someone whose life was lost in all of this.
Yeah. All right, thank you so much for that, Eva. Appreciate you. And we're going to turn now to the lightning strike caught on camera in Florida. The bolt striking a tiki hut where a group of women were sheltering underneath. And we're hearing from them this morning. So let's go to Victor Oquendo, who's in Key Biscayne with the story. And Victor, these women are lucky, to say the least.
That's right. Good morning, Michael. These women just enjoying a day at the beach when they got caught in a violent storm, nearly taking a direct hit from a bolt of lightning. That terrifying bolt of lightning striking a beach on Florida's west coast. This morning, a group of women on vacation saying they nearly took a direct hit, and they're lucky to be alive.
Looks like someone got struck by lightning.
4 women on a girls' trip from Kentucky at the JW Marriott Resort on Marco Island. When those dark clouds rolled in, they ran for cover.
The siren went off, and we knew there was a storm coming. And the nearest thing to us was a little tiki hut. And that's where we decided to take shelter.
The moment recorded from another guest's balcony. You can see that bolt of lightning hitting the tiki hut they were under. They were all knocked unconscious. Other guests rushing to help.
When I picked myself up off the ground, I looked at Becky and I said, what in the world just happened to us?
And the shock that had went through my body and through my mind, and I literally fell to my knees because I couldn't walk anymore.
According to police, the lightning didn't hit the women directly, but traveled through the sand after striking the tiki hut. They were transported to the hospital with minor injuries.
I can remember really heavy pressure on my head, and then after that, I was gone.
When I first woke up, I couldn't feel my legs at all. They were completely numb.
To commemorate the experience, the group getting matching lightning bolt tattoos.
It's like a bondage with these girls that I will never forget.
God was with us, and he definitely had his hand on us.
So far this year, lightning is to blame for 4 deaths. The average to date is 5. This is all just an important reminder of the danger of lightning at the beach. Guys?
It is a reminder, Victor. Thank you so much, and glad that they are all okay. Tell us some ways we can stay safe here, Ginger.
Yeah, the number one easiest way is you hear thunder, you get inside a structure, like under something, not good enough. And the other thing is there's technology now. We have these apps. We recorded my app this morning just to give you an idea of how simple it is to track. The rain is showed by yellow, green, red, right? But on these apps, often you'll have lightning detectors, and that lightning shows up as a white bolt. It's very small in the south there. Now, you can measure from your location to that lightning. Now, this is not fail-proof, but I would tell you that lightning can strike 25 miles from the actual thunderstorm. So this is really helpful, and I don't mess with the lightning if it's within 15 miles. I'm getting everybody indoors, even if I haven't heard thunder yet. So you can just add to your protection by knowing how quickly that storm is moving.
And we saw that incident in Central Park, too,
Yes,
under a tree.
Under a tree.
As well.
You do not shelter under anything. Just get inside.
Ginger, thank you. We appreciate it. Now to an exclusive announcement from Amazon, making it easier for even more Americans to get same-day delivery. Our chief business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, is here with more on that. Rebecca, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. Yeah, about 1 in 5 Americans live in rural areas that are harder to reach with fast and inexpensive shipping. But now Amazon is making a multi-billion-dollar push to change that.
This morning, Amazon expanding same-day and next-day Prime delivery to more than 4,000 rural areas by the end of the year. It's part of a $4 billion investment to triple the size of Amazon's delivery network by the end of 2026 and create 100,000 jobs.
That is based on 2 big innovations. One is regionalizing our network and using hybrid hubs. And the second is the application of AI in order to get perfect placement of the right item at the right time for the right customer.
Just last week, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy told employees he expects to reduce Amazon's corporate workforce in the next few years due to efficiency gains from using AI, including with delivery. And now customers in these rural areas will have quicker access to a variety of goods, including non-perishable groceries, household items, and over-the-counter medication.
Of the top items reordered through same day, 90% of them are in the everyday essentials part of our store. That part of our store is growing twice as fast as the rest of Amazon.
Meantime, Walmart is amping up its drone delivery, recently announcing expansion to 100 stores in 5 new cities. Walmart says customers using drone delivery are getting their items in 30 minutes or less.
Yes, 30 minutes or less, Robin. That is the truth. Also, this is a way for Amazon to better compete with Walmart and Target. They tend to have physical locations closer to these rural areas, but you can really see, guys, with those everyday essentials, more people are shopping online. They want to be your choice, and they have to help rural customers who just...
Like some of my family members who live out in the middle of nowhere.
And 2-day shipping, we take it for granted in cities. It doesn't exist everywhere now. It will soon.
All right. Now, as we serve up a special edition play of the day, we are live all across the country with stars of the hit show The Bear. It's back tomorrow for a brand new season, a 4th season. And this morning, we're highlighting an incredible initiative between the show and our parent company, Disney, to combat food insecurity. And Sam, we're kicking it off with a big announcement, so stop teasing us and tell us what it is.
I promise I will. Hey, Robin, we've had so much fun this morning, though. We're in the Bronx. Thank you to the team from Food Bank New York City who's been working this morning. We put them on hold. Abby Elliott is here from The Bear. Abby, I'm so glad you're here this morning. Joelle Gargiulo from WABC is here as well. So we might as well say that let's make the big announcement. Disney is donating 450,000 meals to 3 food banks across the country, including the food bank right here. I'm going to need a little cheer right here in New York City. Everybody's working hard for this because we know food insecurity is at its greatest right now. And remember, there may be budget cuts to food programs coming in the next year or so. Abby, I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is awesome.
You're a major Hollywood star, but you are a New Yorker.
I'm a New Yorker.
Tell me what this feels like to be part of the program.
I mean, it's just so special, you know. New York is all about community, and this is just such a great initiative, and it's just an honor to be a part of it.
And I love you on the show.
Oh, thank you.
The show makes me nervous.
Yeah, it has that effect on people.
But I mean,
Yes.
I'm always tense when I'm watching the show, but
Yes.
but I love the show.
Oh, thank you.
Joelle, you guys have been talking a
we're
little bit
becoming
already.
fast friends over
and
here,
your job
for
is
sure.
to interview not only Hollywood
Oh,
stars,
yes.
but people in New York. So you're a New Yorker.
Yes,
I know
she
that.
is. Yes, she is.
Tell me your experience and what people are telling you.
Here's what I will say. We were talking about the numbers earlier. So in New York City, 1.3 million people are food insecure. What does that mean for New Yorkers? If you think about Yankee Stadium, you could fill Yankee Stadium 30 times with that
Get
number.
out of here.
However, I am a mom with kids in the New York City public school system, and I can't tell you how often I am in the classroom and you walk around and I see what kids write down what they're grateful for.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many kids write down food. Food. No child should write down food, and we are here to raise awareness for this because over the summer months we need this more than ever. School takes a break over the summer,
Right, and
but
so you're
hunger
not
doesn't
even
go
getting,
away.
Right,
Yeah.
you're not even getting the school lunch program in the summertime. You're right, food isn't something that our children should be grateful for. It should be a basic.
Exactly.
So glad you guys are here. We're going to meet more of Abby's stars, co-stars from The Bear. We're going to go to food banks around the country. There's so much more coming up, not just the big surprise, Robin.
Oh, so much more going on, but it's so true what they're saying, and I'm glad they're going to be all around the country in the WEC. The Bear, it's a great
Huge
show.
effort.
Yeah, it is. Also coming up live here in our studio, Priyanka Chopra Jonas. She's going to be here live. Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Breaking news after 12 days of deadly attacks between Israel and Iran. Now just hours after President Trump announced a ceasefire overnight, Israel accusing Iran of violating the agreement, vowing to respond with force. Iran denying this. This morning, the president departing the White House for the NATO summit. Now, how the White House is reacting and the American troops' vulnerability overseas.
Billionaire bash. Inside Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's wedding in Venice, including an exclusive look at part of the couple's invitation. Plus, why some locals are objecting to the wedding.
Brad Pitt gets real about AA.
It was a particular difficult time. I need rebooting.
The Oscar winner talking about his struggle with substance abuse and deciding to get help. And Priyanka Chopra Jonas is here.
Where's your backup?
There is no backup.
Talking about her action-packed new movie with John Cena and Idris Elba and more. As we say, good morning, America. Woo!
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Tuesday. Good morning, America.
That's a cool shot.
I got a drone here in the studio. So big we can have a drone.
We got to say good morning, America. I want to thank you all for being with us on this Tuesday morning. We are live at food banks from coast to coast this morning with our good friends from the hit show The Bear, teaming up to help combat food insecurity.
And Sam, we just announced that our parent company Disney is donating 450,000 meals to three food banks across the country. And as you said, Sam, this news couldn't come at a more important time, right?
Absolutely, because we've got Leslie with Food Bank NYC right down here. So we're going to talk to Leslie. We've already talked to Joelle a little bit. Talk to Abby, who's here with us. You know Sugar from The Bear. So we're going to talk a little bit more about food insecurity. We're not done yet. We've got more to do, more people to involve, and we're actually going to ask for your help at home as well, guys. Back to you.
So important, making such a difference, Sam. Thank you. We'll chat in just a bit. Also had the big change to buy now, pay later, and how it could impact your credit score.
Yeah, definitely big change there. But first, we're going to have a look at the top stories breaking at 8, starting with the latest on the fragile Iran-Israel ceasefire. After 12 days of attacks, President Trump announced the ceasefire overnight, but Israel quickly accusing Iran of violating the agreement. Iran denying this. The president just left the White House for a long-scheduled NATO summit in the Netherlands. Our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, spoke with him before his departure. Good morning again, Rachel.
Michael, good morning to you again. And President Trump is doing all that he can to keep the ceasefire agreement between Iran and Israel intact. This morning, the president tells me he believes that both sides violated this agreement. But take a listen to what he said when I asked if Israel is committed to peace.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what they're doing. Do you understand that?
A very blunt and direct statement from the president. He seemed frustrated with Iran, but even more so with Israel. He then boarded Marine One. He posted on Truth Social ordering Israel not to drop any bombs. And some new information that we are just learning this morning. A source telling us that President Trump did speak directly with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. That source saying that the president was exceptionally firm in communicating what needed to happen to sustain the ceasefire. The prime minister, we are told, understood the severity of the situation after the president expressed his concerns. Robin.
Many want to see what's going to happen going forward. All right, Rachel, thank you. Now, the big change coming to buy now, pay later loans that could end up costing you more. Rebecca is back. You going to explain this for us?
Yes. Hey, Robin. Great to see you guys. And this is important if you're selecting that buy now, pay later option at checkout a lot. It's the one that breaks up your payment into typically 4 installments over a short period of time, generally without interest, provided you make those payments on time. This could have a big impact on you. Remember, that FICO score is what banks and other lenders use to judge how likely you are to repay a loan. It helps determine how much interest you get charged on everything from a new credit card to a new car loan and whether you can get that loan in the first place. Now FICO is introducing these new versions of that credit score. They incorporate those buy now, pay later purchases. So if you're falling behind on payments or taking out too many of these loans at once, more than 5 or lots more than 5, it could make your credit look worse. On the other hand, it could help if you're staying on top of those payments. This is not the first time that buy now, pay later information has been used in credit scores. Some lenders already do report the transactions to credit agencies, but the impact could be felt more heavily because FICO is the score most banks rely on. The bottom line here, guys, is you got to stay on top of those buy now, pay later loans. Even though they don't have interest, as long as you're on time, they can, get you in trouble if you take out too many. Yep. So stay on top of the payments. Make sure you're not taking out, tens of them, and you'll have good credit.
Because remember, it's a loan.
It's a loan.
Exactly. Can't overdo it.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Rebecca. We do move now to what could be the wedding of the year. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez tying the knot in Venice, but not everyone is welcoming the happy couple. Maggie Rulli joins us with a story and an exclusive look at part of their wedding invitation. Maggie, good morning.
Hey, Whit, good morning. Yeah, we're entering the final countdown for what promises to be one of the most expensive, most exclusive, highly secretive weddings of the entire year. And Whit, most details have been kept under wraps about the big day. Until now, we're getting a first look. They're the talk of the town. Jeff Bezos and fiancée Lauren Sanchez hosting a foam party aboard their 417-foot luxury super yacht ahead of their wedding festivities in Venice. Bezos, worth an estimated $231 billion, starting their party with friends in nearby Croatia, bouncing around beach balls and diving off their $500 million yacht. A source close to the couple telling ABC News that less than 200 of the couple's family and close friends will be traveling to Italy for the event. Wedding guests are reported to include Oprah, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Kim Kardashian. ABC News exclusively obtaining this portion of the couple's wedding invitation sent to guests in May, which asked guests to skip gifts for the billionaire couple and lists 3 Venetian charities that Bezos and Sanchez will be donating to on their behalf. But not everyone is happy with the wedding events. Across Venice, protests popping up. On this building, no space for Bezos. And Greenpeace unfurling this banner in St. Mark's Square that reads, if you can rent Venice for your wedding, you can pay more tax.
One big billionaire can't rent a city for his pleasure.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
The mayor of Venice says the city is very proud to host the event. And Bezos' wedding planners, who also planned George Clooney's lavish 2014 Venice nuptials, saying in a statement, from the outset, instruction from our client and our own guiding principles were abundantly clear, the minimizing of any disruption to the city. And those wedding organizers say that about 80% of the vendors for this wedding are local, which, guys, could mean big money for local Venetian businesses. But protesters are not backing down. Many organizations say they plan to protest the day of the wedding, even threatening to block some of the reported venues. Guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Maggie. Coming up in our GMA Morning Menu, Brad Pitt sharing more than ever before about his Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, talking about, quote, rebooting his life.
Also ahead, Priyanka Chopra Jonas tells us about getting tough with John Cena and Idris Elba in her new action movie. There she is.
And InStyle editor-in-chief Sally Holmes is here with the sporty prep trends, scoring with golf, tennis, rowing, even tracksuit looks, all of that coming up. And we're live across America with stars from The Bear teaming up with food banks. Sam is live at the food bank in New York City in the Bronx. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Whit, you know, we were talking about food insecurity, and we will talk more about it and how you can help. But the one thing I want to remind people is it's not just getting food, but it's getting food with your family and your friends, and you know people who care about you. So that becomes an important part of nourishing everybody. We'll be back to talk more about that.
Ooh, a hazy hot day here in the Big Apple. We are back with our GMA cover story. Brad Pitt talking about his journey to sobriety, and Eva is back with that story for us. Hello again, Eva.
Hi again, Robin. Brad Pitt really getting candid, sharing about the moment he knew he needed help and where he went for support.
What's the target? When was the last time you were in Vegas? You want to knock over a casino. 3 casinos?
This morning, superstar Brad Pitt
Can I help you?
opening up about his journey with Alcoholics Anonymous.
I just remember getting my arms around it pretty quickly and really, it became a thing for me. It was really like something I'd look forward to.
Yeah. Me too. That was a very kind of special.
Yeah.
The 61-year-old actor speaking out on the latest episode of the podcast, Armchair Expert, hosted by comedian Dax Shepard alongside Monica Padman. The two say they became friends after meeting in AA.
On my knees, and I was really open to. I was trying anything and anything anyone threw at me. It was a particular difficult time. I needed rebooting.
The Oscar-winning actor has previously spoken up about his struggles with alcohol addiction, revealing in the New York Times he joined AA after his ex-wife Angelina Jolie filed for divorce in 2016.
Shall we? Yes.
He told the paper, "I had taken things as far as I could take it, so I removed my drinking privileges."
I'm pretty good at taking responsibility for it and owning up to it.
Yeah.
How can I write this and make sure it doesn't happen again, or I just
be better.
Yeah, be better.
When somebody as public as he admits to having a substance use problem and actually engages in treatment to address it, it allows us to recognize that we and they are just humans.
I just thought it was just incredible men sharing.
Yes.
You know, their experiences, their foibles, their missteps, their wants, their aches, and a lot of humor with it. And I thought it was a really special experience.
Pitt also talked about how he got a little fussed at by AA for previously talking about the group and his experiences. They told him it's supposed to be anonymous.
Yeah,
Robin?
I was wondering about that because you hear how people say you should not, but he really felt that there was a way just to let people know about the shared experiences and how it helped him.
The support,
yes,
so important.
That's it. All right, let's get some pop news now.
All right, let's get popping. We've got some fantastic news to start off here. See what I did here with Pedro Pascal. He is the cover star of Vanity Fair's July and August issue, which just dropped minutes ago. We've got an exclusive look right here at the images inside the magazine where the fantastic four-star opened up about playing a lead role in his 50s, saying it's hard for him to imagine that it's real, but that turning 50 made him feel more vulnerable than before. Thankfully, he's surrounded by a hugely supportive family and friends who support him while he chases his dreams. Robert Downey Jr. telling Vanity Fair, quote, Pascal's slow trajectory to becoming a household name who is on a wildly hot streak kind of reaffirms my faith in our industry. You can read much more with a new issue issue of Vanity Fair hits newsstands on July 8th, and Fantastic Four: First Steps hits theaters on July 25th.
Hot off the press. You got that, right? Yeah, good for you.
Breaking news right here, Pop News. All right. Also this morning, after incredible NBA Finals Game 7, which was the most watched NBA Finals game in 6 years, we are getting ready to celebrate the best in sports. The ESPY Awards are gearing up for their annual ceremony, recognizing outstanding achievements in sports and sports performances. And right now, we can reveal that the host, here's another exclusive, the host for the 2025 ESPY Awards is comedian and actor Shane Gillis. This year's ESPYs will air live Wednesday, July 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on ABC, and will stream live on ESPN+. You love the ESPYs.
Oh, I know. It's so much fun, the ESPYs. They've had some great hosts over the years.
They really have. They really have.
A lot of fun.
Okay, finally, let's end with Dolly, right?
The best.
Because Dolly Parton Vegas edition, the country music superstar, is officially trading in her typical 9 to 5 for some evening hours in Sin City, announcing a limited six-show run at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace this December. Dolly sharing the news on Instagram and writing, "Grab your rhinestones, Vegas is calling." Okay. It's been nearly 10 years since Parton hung up her touring hat, which I imagine was a cowboy hat, of course, after she wrapped her Pure and Simple tour back in 2016. And it's been 32 years, 32, since she hit a Vegas stage. Tickets for Dolly Live in Vegas go on sale Wednesday, June 25th, 10 a.m. Pacific.
They'll be sold out by 10:02.
Right?
Grab your rhinestones.
That's it.
We're going to go now to our cross-country initiative to combat food insecurity with our friends from the hit show The Bear and some of our ABC stations. Well, earlier this morning, we announced our parent company, Disney, is donating 450,000 meals to food banks across America. We're going to start with our Sam Champion, who is in the Bronx. Hey again, Sam.
Hey, Michael, and we're glad to start right here. We've got, by the way, Abby Elliott is here. Sugar from the Bronx, right?
Yes, chef.
All right, Joelle has been here this morning from WABC. We need to talk Leslie Gordon. You're the CEO of Food Bank for New York City. Your crew has been with us all morning long. Amazing crew. Let me ask you something that we haven't talked about yet.
Sure.
There's some looming budget cuts that are likely, if not just possible. What will those do to what you do?
So for us, it means less food, more people needing food. And look, here at Food Bank for New York City, we've always been a lifeline for our New Yorkers at times of crisis, 9/11, Hurricane Sandy, the pandemic. We're going to be in it to win it. Yeah. And we need people watching today to be fired up, ready to go, stand shoulder to shoulder with us. Just like the good folks at Disney, just like the amazing folks at FX's The Bear. Stand with us. Learn more about us at foodbanknyc.org. We're going to need your help.
Yeah, and food banks across the country, we're going to give you those as well. Sugar. It's so happy to see you, but actually, Joelle, you talk to stars better than I do, so why don't you...
Can we just do one thing on 3? Can we get a yes, chef? 1, 2, 3.
Yes, chef!
Okay, so here's what I will tell you about entertainment, covering entertainment. The cast of The Bear is the hardest to nail down. You guys are so busy. Your season 4 premieres tomorrow. Oof. Why is it so important for you to be here this morning, knowing how in demand you and this cast are?
Well, this is just such a great initiative, and children all deserve to eat, and especially during the summer months, you know.
That's when it's the most important.
Yeah, when they're not getting their school meals, and it's just a wonderful program.
Yeah, we're so glad you're here to be a part of it. Now, we've been friendly and we've been really nice, but you're going to be on the show tomorrow, and the nice gloves are off because we want all the deal breakers, all the secrets for season 4. Michael, this is just the start of an amazing trip that we're going to make around the country to get everybody involved to help get meals. All right, back to the studio.
All right, you're right, Sam. Our team, they are spread out all across the country this morning. We're going to go now to Val Warner from WLS in Chicago. She's with Corey Hendricks from The Bear. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Michael. It is great to be here in Chicago where The Bear is set, and of course with Chicago's own Corey Hendricks. Corey, what does it mean to you to be here at the Greater Chicago Food Depository and to know that your neighbors are being fed through what the efforts are having here?
It's good to know we have resources available. A lot of times people don't know what's available, what's out there to help them. So that's what I'm here for, to kind of spread the word, let people know if you need some assistance, don't be embarrassed. The Greater Chicago Food Depository is here to help.
Yeah, and you know this firsthand because your dad was here and giving food out and making sure that people were not going hungry.
Yes, ma'am. My father was a city worker, so growing up, I had to help out, deliver food boxes, needy baskets to the family that needed. So I learned at an early age it's okay to help out and give a little extra. You know?
Yeah, what would you say to folks who are dealing with food insecurity this summer?
I would say, like, don't be embarrassed. There's resources here to help. If you need some assistance, go to the Greater Chicago Food Depository website, find what's close to your neighborhood. There's going to be a food pantry, a church. It's food delivered all over the city. Like, there's resources available. So look into it.
That's right. Corey Hendricks from The Bear. I tried to get him to give me more about what's going to happen on season 4 dropping tomorrow, but he won't do it. But we are here at the Greater Chicago Food Depository in Chicago, where we're doing our part to make sure that kids have great, healthy meals this summer. Michael, back to you.
All right, Val, thank you so much. Thank Corey. And I love what Corey said. Don't be embarrassed, okay? Everybody needs a little help at times. We're going to time now to send it over to the West Coast. Tony Cabrera from KABC is with 2 more stars of The Bear. Good morning, Tony.
Hey, good morning, Michael. I'm here with Edwin Lee Gibson. He plays Ibrahim, a line cook on the show. And then we got Chris Witowski, who plays Pete, the brother-in-law on the show. That's right. I mean, we're here at the LA Regional Food Bank. Yeah. And, you know, what's it like for the Bear? What does it mean for the Bear and your team to kind of be here and support a good cause?
Well, you know, this show is about the food, and this show is about family. Family you find as well as the family that you inherit. Yeah. So feel like we're helping out, growing this, and in a way assisting families and growing families for us and for others.
Yeah. And Chris, you know, to kind of look around and see the volunteers in this huge warehouse that we're in kind of shows like how much of a need there is, right?
Totally. It's inspiring to see these people come down here, give their time. Yeah. It's the kind of place you would just drive by and not even know what's going on behind these walls. But to be in here and see it, it's really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, New York, Chicago, they try to get some info on season 4. We're going to give spoilers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you know.
Carmi pivots and turns the restaurant into a rainforest cafe.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Is that for real, or are you just teasing?
That's what's so... But don't tell anybody.
Okay.
And the effects do all their lines as themselves.
Oh.
They don't even say...
That's right.
Yeah, they do all of them as themselves. So.
Okay. Now to represent...
Those are secrets.
Those are the secrets. All right. Yes, chef? That's a thing, right?
That's a thing.
Okay, we want to beat the other coast, right? West Coast, let's go. Yes, chef, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, chef.
There we go. Michael, that's how we do it. Wow.
Yes, Tony, that is how you do it. Thank you. Thank the guys. And we want to thank you guys so much. And there's so much thanks to our ABC-owned stations and everyone at The Bear, as you can see them right there, for making this happen this morning. Season 4 of FX's The Bear premieres tomorrow on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. Make sure you check it out. Great show, man. What a great show. And coming up, a great guest, Priyanka Chopra Jonas, is here live. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
Oh.
She's stirring up trouble, y'all.
She's stirring up. Our next guest is...
I was talking to the crew backstage.
I got to introduce you. Our next guest is a pot stirrer. Yep. She is also a Bollywood and Hollywood star, producer, and best-selling author. Now Priyanka Chopra Jonas is starring in a new action comedy film, Heads of State. Priyanka, it's always great to have you back here on
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, there's your audience.
Yeah, there you go. We have the crew.
Hey, we're excited. The movie. Okay, the movie. John Cena plays the president. Idris Elba plays the British Prime Minister. You, I have a feeling, are probably better than both of them. So tell us about your character.
So my character is an MI6 agent that has to deliver them to safety. That's it. But what's hilarious about it is I'm like 5'6". Okay, and I'm schooling these guys, looking up at them, at their whatever hugeness, and it's just so funny. And the dynamic between the three of us is hysterical. The guys together are really funny. Their chemistry is amazing. We just had a great time filming this movie. I really think it comes out July 4th weekend, but July 2nd, it's on your TVs. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those movies you want to watch on Friday night with your friends. It's a big laugh riot, and you're going to love it.
I've seen the extended trailer, and I cannot wait.
I think it'll be up your alley.
I know it's going to be up my alley. Yeah. Oh, the opening scene, though, and we saw a little bit of it in the clip there, It's a festival in Spain that's
Yes,
known
it's called
for
the Tomatina Festival.
Oh, yes, the tomato food fight.
Yeah.
And you all recreated that. It looked a little messy.
It was insanely messy, but this is
Yeah.
all
pictures.
How'd you do this?
fake tomatoes.
What?
We faked the entire thing, the magic of the movies. We did not want to be filming, and the crew definitely didn't want their shoes and their feet in like rotting tomatoes for 6 days because we shot this sequence over 6 days. So our budget, big part of the budget of the movie was on that sequence because everything was SFX. So they had hypoallergenic products that made all of this. So it didn't ruin my skin. It was amazing.
You didn't get to
I
throw
love
real
a big
tomato at
budget
John
movie.
Cena?
The boys aren't even part of the beginning. It was just me, so it was a lot of fun.
Well, we do have a clip here. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Listen, I'm the commander-in-chief.
Okay, respectfully, sir, no, you're not. The vice president was sworn in a few hours ago. And he has never been commander-in-chief of anything. The king is. In fact, he's the only head of state that's not an actual head of state. Again, king. You're just two guys that are out of luck. So let's go.
We saw you there pointing up to them,
You
right?
better behave yourselves.
So your co-stars there, obviously John Cena, Idris Elba. I understand they took on sort of a bromance during the filming of this. What was it like working with them?
Oh, it was amazing. I didn't feel left out at all. It didn't feel like, it wasn't like it was high school. No, they both decided to work, they wanted to work together when they did Suicide Squad, and that's where the inception of the movie came about. And Peter Safran was like, we've got to bottle and sell this. So I'm just really happy to be on the ride with them and be the only girl in this like really masculine energy. I have a great time.
The chemistry looks amazing between the three of you.
Thank you. We've been having a good time on this press tour too, so it's been fun.
Well, you may have been the only girl on set, but you're not the only girl at home.
No.
You got your 3-year-old daughter. We saw you took her to Disney World for the first time. She rode her first roller coaster.
This girl
is she adventurous?
I think so, because I was like, you want to go on a roller coaster? Because we had an older kid, my godson Tian, and she was like, yes. I said, I don't know if you're going to make the height restriction, you know. But she just by the skin of her teeth made it. And she was so proud of the fact that she touched it. And then she went the first time and like, you know how when you go on a roller coaster, you don't know what to do with your neck?
Yeah, like the bobblehead.
Her little neck was, I was so scared. I had to keep my hand on her head. And then she just said, Mama, can we go again? And we went 4 times. Four times.
Yes.
Yep.
But you
adrenaline junkie.
Yeah, but you said she's also a girly girl.
Yeah, she's such a girly girl. She loves princesses. She loves coming into my closet, wearing my shoes, seeing my dresses. She was with us when we were getting dressed for the Met Gala, and she put on my gloves and my hat, and she said, Mama and Gaga are going to a ball, just like Cinderella.
Oh,
how sweet.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, we kind of are.
Gaga, that's
sorry,
Dad?
yes. Nick's name is Gaga.
Oh, I love that.
Like Lady.
I would like you hang out with Lady Gaga.
I love that. What does she call the Jonas Brothers?
Oh, yeah, the Donut Brothers.
I think we need to call them that when they come back.
Yeah, please do. I would love that. Introducing the Donut Brothers. That would be awesome.
Amazing.
Does she have a favorite Disney princess?
Yes, she introduces herself as Malti Marie Moana Chopra Jonas. She insists she is Moana. She insists that's her name, like officially her name in school. She'd say, I am Malti Marie Moana. Malti Marie Moana.
That's your girl.
Who is anybody to correct her?
Yeah, why should we? It's just her world and we're living in it.
We found out that Whit's first name is not Whitney.
Well,
Whitney.
It's a really complicated family story.
So we find out all kind of things here. Now we got a Whitney.
Involves a mountaintop and a camping trip. We won't get into it.
Oh, now I'm really interested.
We can tell you the commercial break. Hey, we love having you here.
Oh, thank
Always
you.
so much
So
fun.
nice to be here.
And
So nice to
love
be
seeing
here.
everything
Thank
that you do. And it is funny, everybody. Check it out. Heads of State premieres July 2nd on Prime. You know where I'll be. Sitting on my couch watching it. That's right.
Now, with a popular summer trend, the sporty prep look gives athleisure a boost, with tennis skirts, tracksuits, boat shoes making their way into the mainstream. And this morning, InStyle editor-in-chief, I'm telling you, Sally Holmes is going to break it all down for us. Good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
How do you like our new place?
Gorgeous.
Isn't it? The lighting is wonderful.
I love it.
It'll be great
Ready for our close-up.
I know.
And
We're
these
beautiful
beautiful models.
Okay, let's get right to it. Okay, our
Sporty
first
meets fashion.
Okay, Rachel is our first model. Come on. Ooh,
Here
the
she
tennis court.
She is rocking
so
the
how
tennis
can we do
core
it? How can
look.
we do it?
I love this monochromatic moment. This Old Navy top, $29, super classic, paired with a $70 Fabletics skirt. It's easy, you don't have to be a pro on the tennis court to take this to brunch, school drop-off, where we might be going. We paired it with these beautiful metallic pony sneaks. You might be a little nervous about the metallic, Robin, but I promise you it really lifts this look up.
Okay.
Again, it's a
like
new
it.
neutral.
Yeah.
We have, of course, the Pandora tennis bracelets that she's rocking right there, a little bit of color, and then totally this pop of Longchamp Le Pliage, the pink. It just makes it, again, it's not tennis white, it's a little something else. I love this.
Yeah, you can wear that anywhere, not just on the court. Oh, okay, Rachel.
She loves it. Super sporty.
I see you.
Rachel.
Classic, just a classic.
Yes.
Thank you, Rachel. You know, the younger generation, they're embracing golf, which I love because I'm an older generation golfer. Need the next generation to bring it up. But they're also incorporating like the golf outfits into street styles. And we have Danielle here bringing golf to the street. Tell us about this look.
This is perfect for a day like today when it's so hot in New York. You just want to throw something on, not think about it. She already has her golf swing down, but if you are not a golf pro, I promise you, this is the perfect right from the course to the streets. Again, easy brunch look. You could even wear this to the office. We have these amazing loft shoes. Fits like a glove, $57. Easy classic, can go with anything. And then topped off with these Madewell Sunnies. I love the retro silhouette.
Yeah.
It gives that extra fashion oomph to take this from sporty to that
I love
trendy
this look. Yes, I can see that. All right, how about the guys?
The guys.
Let's
Okay,
go.
Michael, this is for you.
Go, bring them out.
Okay, Ryan,
This
come
is
on
for
out
me?
here, Ryan.
I see this for you.
I can rock that all day.
Again, super classic. Men can just throw this on. This is a J. Crew rugby shirt with these nice blue chinos. The Robin's Egg blue is so fresh and pretty. The pockets are a little bit of a fancier cut. You can take it again. Doesn't have to be super sporty. It reads a little bit more elegant. The boat shoes are back.
Oh, really?
Better than ever. These are $40 Sperry's.
Wow.
Super classic. The women can wear them too. They're really for everyone. Super hot this year. And then we finish it off with a little Citizen watch. Classic, elegant, elevates the whole look.
Work it, Ryan. Work it, man.
Ryan, look, are you ready for
No,
this? Work it. All right. So finally, tracksuits.
I have to tell you,
come on.
This is my favorite because from the couch right to
Yeah, here we go.
exactly cocktails, anywhere you want to go. It has that 90s vibe, bringing it right back.
Sure does.
We paired it with this Amazon racerback. The pink really elevates it, that pop of color. And then we have these amazing Macy's flip-flop kitten heel sandals. These are like 3 trends in one. You've got the jelly, you've got the flip-flop, which has been on runways, believe it or not, and then the kitten heel, which again, elegant, elevates the whole thing, super classic, and comfy.
I love this.
All these looks look great.
Yeah, keep working.
Yeah.
And work.
100%.
Lunch or something like that.
100%.
Our 4 models, thank you very much. Take a bow. Take a bow. Well done. Oh, they really did take a bow. I love that. Sally, you are terrific. Thank you.
Thank you for
we
having
appreciate
me.
everything. And you can check out these looks by scanning the QR code or going to goodmorningamerica.com. What do you think, Ginger?
Oh, you know, I rented a tennis skirt and wore it a couple weeks ago. I loved it. So yes, I'm in. Okay, time now to reveal our July GMA Book Club pick. It is called The Compound, and it is by debut author Aisling Rawl, named a best beach read for the summer, described as, get this, Love is Blind meets Lord of the Flies. What? The Compound is about a group of 20-somethings who compete on a reality show for luxury awards, but when producers raise the stakes, it becomes a game of blurred lines and survival. The Compound is available now. We'll talk to Aisling tomorrow on GMA. Now to wedding season in full swing, and picking the right ring and jewelry can be so tough for that forever decision. But GMA lifestyle contributor Lori Bergamato is here, and she's the hero to help. Hey, Lori.
Hey, Ginger, thank you. That's right. The cake, the venue, the guests,
There is so much to decide with a wedding, and when it comes to the rings, you want to go with a jeweler that is reputable and trustworthy to help you with such an important purchase. This segment is sponsored by Blue Nile, which has top-notch service and stores across the country. We're going to go over some of their stunning jewelry for everyone in the wedding party, and you can also shop them by scanning the QR code on your screen.
Okay, so somebody gets engaged, often people will look at the hand.
Oh, it's the first thing, Ginger. And look at this. I feel like a bride-to-be again with this gorgeous engagement ring. I'm like obsessed with this. And what I want to show you today is some of their top-selling wedding bands. So we're going to start with this sapphire and diamond. It's set in white gold. Look how beautiful that band is. And I love that there's a pop of color. It is different. And then there's also these are 4-carat eternity bands. Just absolutely beautiful. Actually, both of these. These are all eternity bands. I know, now I'm just really stacking it. And that's the thing, though, Ginger, is you can stack these or you can wear them independently, just on their own. And then if you just want like a little dainty flair to go with your engagement ring, we loved this scalloped one. It's just so beautiful. So this is great for a bride-to-be, but also I'm celebrating 15 years in October. So, Nick, I hope you're watching, because could also be great for that.
It works for many events. Okay, speaking of Nick and the groom, we don't want to leave them out.
We can't forget about the guys. And so for the guys, we have the traditional, the medals here in the front. So the traditional yellow gold right there. Also the tungsten carbide with the contrasting edges, so durable, so modern. And then, you know, we talked about sapphire for the ladies, but what about for the guys? And that's actually their most popular gemstone is that sapphire. So looks really great. And then another trend, Ginger, for the guys, bracelets. So this is something that they're seeing. It's this classic Miami Cuban link bracelet right here that grooms are wearing on their wedding day. And we also think it just makes such a great gift.
Right.
So sweet from the bride to the groom
for
to
the wedding
wear
day.
on their wedding day.
Now, what about the wedding party? Because you don't want to leave them out.
No, never. And we love the idea of a token of appreciation or something special to remember. Look at these 1-carat diamond stud earrings. These are gorgeous for anyone in the wedding party. I know, right? We'll take them. Anyone in the wedding party or a mom, but also this is the next two things I'm going to show you are part of their 2 new collections. Absolutely gorgeous. I love these customizable initial necklaces. So those come in 14-carat or white-carat gold, and it's just such like a personal way to remember somebody in your wedding party. And then these micro tennis bracelets. I actually have one on right here. I don't know where we can show it, but it's beautiful, and every single thing here will be so appreciated by anyone in your life.
And you have one special announcement.
Oh, very special. That's right. Thanks to our sponsor, Blue Nile. Right now, they're offering up to 30% off select jewelry as part of their 4th of July sale. And that includes some of the pieces you saw today. You can go to their website to start shopping by scanning the QR code on your screen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You look good. Don't walk out of here with that. You're going to get in trouble. Coming up, the winners of the Jimmy Awards, the Tonys of high school musicals, are here.
And we are back now with the next generation of theater makers. The 16th annual Jimmy Awards took place last night, hosted by Josh Groban, celebrating the brightest stars of high school musical theater. And we are thrilled to welcome this year's winners: Best Performance by an Actress, Fabiola Caraballo-Quijada, representing the Broadway Dallas High School Musical Theater Awards, and Best Performance by an Actor, Chris Hayes from the Las Vegas Academy of Arts. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank
and
you
welcome
so
to New
much.
York.
Thank
you beat out more than 100 other nominees. Fabiola, let's go ahead and start with you. This was your second time making it to the final round, right?
That is true.
What did it feel like to finally hear your name being called?
Oh gosh, it just was a sigh of relief. It was, you know, a journey coming to an end, but also a journey just beginning. It was, you know, I just excited to be able to come to my family afterwards and hug them so tight.
We're like almost distracted by your gorgeous voice here. Seeing this performance, incredible. And Chris, to you, I mean, you were the Nevada State champion. You win this award. What did it mean to you?
It meant everything to me. It's all I've really wanted for the past 4 years. I've had many friends who have come through the Jimmys, and just to be where they were, and I really feel like I made Vegas proud.
You definitely made Vegas
so nice.
proud, and we're seeing some clips of you as well. And Fabiola, you said in your acceptance speech that this is just the beginning. You talked about that a little bit here, but where do you hope to go with this theater career?
Yes, well, I am headed to Texas State University in San Marcos, Texas, to study musical theater in the fall, and I'm very, very excited. And after I graduate, I hope to continue in this business beyond Broadway and do all the things that could possibly be done.
Excellent. We are cheering you on. And Chris, too, all this talent that you have, what do you hope your future holds?
I'm a very similar track to Fabiola. I'm going to CCM, the University of Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music, for musical theater. And yeah, I want to get my training there and just see where that takes me.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. Yes. I know each of you only had a couple of hours of sleep, but you're enjoying New York. We brought you in the hottest week that we've had in years, but we're just so happy for the both of you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Chris is here and he inspires us all.
We hope you all have a great day. Really appreciate you watching us.
See you tomorrow, everybody. Got it.
Tuesday in the book. It's in the book. There we are. There's our control room. Our hard workers back there.